All right. Sorry, my phone decided to talk to me. Sirius XM decided to come on. All right. Don't worry about it. All right, John, are you ready? Give it up for John Stames, everyone!
Okay, yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm back again, lucky you. So I want to say, I am a very good looking man, but when you combine my confidence and my extreme natural charisma, sometimes it's overwhelming. So what I'd like to do is give you guys a moment to adjust your eyes. Okay, all right, so enough of that. So let me just tell you, I do judge myself on a curve, and a couple more years, I'm gonna be 80 years old. So the way I'm looking at, like 70–80% of the guys my age are already dead, so that counts them out, I mean. And the other 20%, most of them are like nothing but old wrinkled skin sacks full of old bones. So among my age group, I really count myself as a strong 9. And I know that there's a lot of girls out there that are looking at me and saying, see, he's pretty hot, kind of like a really old skin-colored Pillsbury Doughboy kind of way. They're thinking, man, I'd love to butter those buns, but they're not quite sure if I have an expiration date, And so the idea is that if you can get a wood, and I know they would do me for sure, So anyway, I can't say for sure, I come and go like everybody else, but I do know one thing. Once the clothes hit the floor, I'm going to have a good time one way or another, And so one I can say is I do love, I love to dine at the Y. And so once I put those earmuffs on, and they cover out that sound, because I might even take a nap, I mean, you're never going to look at snoring the same way after that. And, I can say that I'm in pretty good shape, except for one thing, I don't hear very well. I lost some of my hearing in the Army. And I know that when the doctor first told me I was going to go deaf eventually, that was really hard news to hear, So, but it didn't turn out that I went deaf. The actual case is I only lost the part of hearing that allows me to understand what people say, and so it's pretty difficult, Oh, sorry about that. Anyway, what's interesting is once you lose your hearing, it's kind of funny. You get this like a offshoot of Tourette's syndrome, where people say these, they have expletives and bad words and things like that, 4-letter words and shit like that. I know for me, once somebody starts talking to me, all of a sudden I have this uncontrollable urge to start screaming out 4-letter words like what, when, and hecklers don't bother me, and comedians like this here, because I can't hear what the hell people are saying, and up in front, let alone in the back, so it doesn't really make that much difference to me. I mean, the likelihood of me understanding what they're saying is not as good as you understanding the plot of a Bollywood action musical overdubbed in Chinese, Wobu, Mingbao, Niza Shu Shenma. And anybody here speak Chinese? I think Grace does. Anyway, what that means is I don't understand what you're saying in Chinese. And so, and I will say this, if you really want to heckle me, in order for me to hear, you have to follow these 3 simple rules. The first thing is you have to speak in perfect dialect, you know. I mean, enunciate your words. The second thing is you have to speak loud and you have to speak slowly. And the third thing is I need to see your face. And if I see your face, I will remember you. I will track you and I will find you. And when I do, you will be forced to sit through my entire second set, listening to the same lame jokes over and over. So you decide. But you know, not everything is bad about not hearing. I had this great job where I was working as customer service at a big corporation. You know, all day, nothing but angry people talking at me. You know, I mean, it's like, but most of them didn't use the 3 rules. So you know, it's like wo bu ming bao ni zai shu shen men. And another time, I had like this angry woman, like this angry Karen from the HOA. She's coming up to me saying something about my dogs or my trash can or something like that. I don't know. I know her lips were moving, but to me it sounded like a bunch of kids walking across the tile floor with flip-flops, you know. I don't know what the hell's going on. But I want to tell you, I am not an easy person to talk to. I continually interrupt what you say because I don't understand it. And so at some point, it's as they just get pissed off at me and they don't want to talk to me, and you know, I mean, it causes a lot of problems, depression, that kind of stuff, and maybe even schizophrenia. I think I went down that rabbit hole one time pretty far. You know, I started talking to myself, and at first it started simple conversations, things like that. It wouldn't become arguments and things like that. You know, I'm thinking about curry. I want Italian. That's curry. And you know, I was having this one conversation. It was heated, and I was talking so much I couldn't understand what I was saying. I kept interrupting myself, and after a while, I knew I was getting angry with myself, and all of a sudden the voices just stopped abruptly. I haven't heard them for months, so now I'm not quite sure. Did I get pissed off at me for interrupting myself so often, or am I cured? You know, I don't know. So I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Thank you very much. I knew it was going to be long.
John, everyone.
Good job.
He asked for 5 and he took 7. All right.